fucking
Fuck
badass.
yeah. Or Medieval. You play that one?
No. I
Oh
know what it is, I
man,
just never played it.
that's a fun series. If you ever get a chance, pick it up. You get to kill the Pumpkin King and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I don't want to kill myself. That's not good.
Well, you're this like resurrected knight. And you gotta stop this dark lord and shit. And one of the things that he raises and corrupts is this giant pumpkin.
Nice.
That was a really fun game. 2 was alright. And another one that would be kind of cool to see a remaster of is Voodoo Man.
Never heard of
Oh man, that one was fun. You can't tell, I grew up with the old system. How old of systems?
Technically not old enough. Like I didn't have like an NES, but I knew people that did. Like my first ever system was a 64, and then I got PlayStation. But my grandparents had like had the original NES, and then they had the Super Nintendo. So
Nice.
I never owned the systems, but I've played them.
I started at the NES. And
A lot of people I know started that way. It's like, don't get me wrong, they have the good games for it. I can see why.
Fuck that,
So
man. I would... Man, going back to some of those games, it's like, man, the graphics on this and the playability on this is so shitty.
If you're like, you go back to it, like, why am I dying so many times? I used to be good at this. Oh, I know, because I'm better at different games. This is
Oh man,
now.
I pick up Super Metroid and I just fucking walk through that game. That game's my jam. It was so funny. I went over to my friend's house and I was like, I can beat this game in like 2 to 3 hours. He was like, bullshit. And I was like, you want to see it? And he was like, okay. And then I got like 10 minutes in or something, or like 20 minutes in or something. And then I was like hopping up this one wall and he was like, nope, you're cheating. Nope. And he just like turned it off. I was like, what the fuck, man? I can do it. He was like, no, you're cheating. I'm like, it's not cheating. It's just, you know, you're not supposed to do that. Well, it's like there's this technique called the triangle jump, which is where you jump from wall to wall. Except for I knew how to just jump on one wall, which you're not supposed to do. So it was just like, no, you're cheating. Fuck you. Turned it off on me.
Just no.
Oh, ragdoll in this corpse. Every once in a while, still, I'll pull out my Super Nintendo and throw that game in. I need to get the newer ones. I haven't played the ones for GameCube and stuff. The Prime series.
Oh yeah.
They're fun. I've played them. I never owned them myself. I had a friend bring it over and let me play it.
This time's finished.
That's another good series that's old. Is that the sound of you hopping back on?
No, that's my text tone.
Looks like I have horns on my hat now. What the fuck? I never noticed that. Huh, that's kind of cool.
The fuck is that? Oh, it's a side scroller.
Rogue Legacy? What?
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let
You
me
played that game?
Fuck that game. No. I know what you're talking about though. I've seen people play it. I know what you're talking about.
I love that game,
I
man.
Am Bread. Fuck that game.
farewell.
Fuck I
Why?
Am Bread.
That game's fun, man.
Oh my god. I never raged so hard in my life.
I did.
Like half the time, I need to record more of my rage moments. Funny off it.
I love that game. I'm on like the 4th boss or something, I think.
Okay.
What other games you got for the 4?
Give me 1 second, I'll tell you.
I've only
Reading
got
something right now.
3 games.
Maybe 4. I think we might have 4.
Well, technically, I guess we have a couple from the that were free. All right, I can use my Kirk hammer now. Hulk smash time.
Guys, it's me.
Say, what the fuck is she thinking if she automatically assumes she...
Huh?
This dance finished.
A friend of my fiance is like, stopping up to Michigan where I'm at right now and sitting there visiting a while. I haven't seen her in a while. And she's like, oh, you mind if we stay here for about a week or so? So that way we can get our shit together and then there's like, no. I'm sorry, there's no way in hell you're staying in my house.
You got money to pay for your own food?
Right?
You are the one in
Holy trip.
Got my good old Kirk hammer back. I love this thing.
To each his own.
I love the threaded cane, but like there's just something about swinging this hammer that's just so good. Because it's such a heavy weapon that you just destroy anything you can actually land a hit on. Have you actually used it much? You know how you have the charge up attacks with the
Yeah.
Kirk hammer? When you use a charge attack, you hit the ground so hard that your person actually jumps a little bit.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just like it just has like the feeling of overpowered brute force. Come on, Executioner, go to do attack. Oh, and then you cheaply somehow don't get stunned by it. No, he's gonna kill me!
That's an interesting game. Cube Director's Cut.
Ah.
It seems like it plays like Portal almost, but instead you're in space. It's really trippy fucking puzzles.
Man, have you ever watched the movie The Cube?
No.
Watch it. If you want to watch a fucked up movie, watch it. I mean, it's fucked up. Like, it's like this government experiment thing that they created, and it's this giant cube, and there's like tons of different rooms, And each of the rooms is a different like puzzle, but it's also a trap. So if you don't do the right thing, you end up dying. Like if you make a noise, it might spray acid. If you go past the motion sensor, it might shoot a bunch of spears out. And if there's only like a mathematical code for each room to tell which room is a safe passage. And like a bunch of people just like wake up in different rooms. It's really cool, but it's really fucked up.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
It's a pretty old movie, and there's 3 different ones, and each one is like kind of different. I think there's Cube, Hypercube, and Zero.
Huh. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
And each of them gets like trippier, like in Cube Zero or whatever, or maybe it's Hypercube, I can't remember since it's been so long. But there's this part where these 2 people, they end up like pretty much having this in the moment relationship, and they end up having sex, and they get like intertwined and stuff, and they're just like forever having sex, and it ends up speeding up time so much that they end up becoming skeletons.
So they just literally they just drop.
Yeah.
That's
They don't even
kinda
drop
weird.
dead, they're just like suspended in air. Because the thing about the Hypercube is that it fucks with time, dimensional space. Yeah. Like I said, it's like a trippy but fucked up movie.
Well, let's see. I just bought a new theme and 2 games.
Nice.
I bought Flower. Flower's actually pretty, you know, for 4 things. That was picking up a bunch of shit. And then I got Dishonored.
Nice. Dishonored's a cool game.
Never played it, always wanted to, and I figured the Definitive Edition would be fine. I had enough money for it, so I figured, why the fuck not?
I have it on the computer, which can't
my cousin
run
has it on
a game like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's a pretty powerful game.
It's a Bethesda game.
Bethesda makes good games. So.
Fuck yeah, Bethesda's one of the best companies. Like, hands down, like, they're my favorite company in this era. They just don't fuck their fucking customers. They just don't. Like, when they make a DLC, it's a fucking DLC. It's not some, like, new character and, like, an hour of bullshit.
Right.
Unlike fucking Destiny.
I'm not a big fan of Destiny.
I'm not.
When it first the idea came out, I was like, oh cool, it was whatever. And then I checked it out. Like, it a demo. Not a demo. A friend of mine brought it over. We were playing it. And I'm just like, this is boring as fuck.
It's not bad if you have friends to play with, but like, I don't have any friends to play with, so it's just like the most boring fucking game in the world. Because if you don't have friends, you can't do anything. You can't even like do raids. You can't do anything unless you have a set party.
It seems like it's a very crew-based game.
It is, purely. Like, if you don't have a crew, if you don't have at least 4 friends, you can't do anything. Literally, nothing. You can do the story mode and that's it. Like, you can do a couple dungeons, but you can't do any of the actual raids or anything important. Because you have to have a group before you can even search for a raid.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just dumb
Sucks.
as fuck. If you try to search for a raid by yourself, it throws you in solo. If you try to do any of the daily events,